Let us chant the prayer. I will recite one line, you repeat after me. There are two handouts. One is on prayer, other is on the verses. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Pataya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayana Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Puranamunina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshini Bhagavati Ashtadashadhyayini Ambattvamanusandadhami Bhagavat
तदामि भगवत्
गीते भवद्वेषिणी
गीते भवद्वेषिणी
यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः
यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः
स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः
स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः
वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः
वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः
गायन्ति यं सामगाः
गायन्ति यं सामगाः
ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा
ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा
पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः
पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः
यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः
यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः
देवाय तस्मै नमः
देवाय तस्मै नमः
Every year, since last several years, we've been reviewing one chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Last year we did the 9th chapter, so this year we are planning to review the 10th chapter. Inasmuch as the time available to us is rather short, we cannot discuss all the verses of a chapter. Therefore, we have selected verses. We have selected several verses from the 10th chapter with a view that we shall be able to touch upon the important topics covered in that chapter. Therefore, by learning these verses, you'll be able to get an overview of the entire chapter. The 10th chapter, of course, follows the 9th chapter. To briefly review what the 9th chapter contains, his 9th chapter essentially described the nature of Ishvara. The way the arrangement of Bhagavad Gita is that Bhagavad Gita, of course you know that, is a dialogue between Lord Krishna and Arjuna. And this dialogue it consists of 18 chapters. These 18 chapters can be roughly divided into 3 equal parts of 6 chapters each, and we may say that Lord Krishna discusses the different aspects of the truth of the reality in these chapters. Bhagavad Gita can be said to be an unfoldment of the primary teaching of the Upanishads. And what is the primary message of Upanishads? To a wise person, the praise or censure, success or failure, honor or dishonor, all of those are equally good. How can it be, Swami? How can it be? How can success and failure be equal or equally enjoyable, put it this way? When you are happy with yourself, understand that you are happy with everything else. If I am happy with myself, I'll be happy with success, even happy with failure. Imagine an actor acting in a play. Let's say that the actor is playing the role of a beggar. As a beggar, he is often subjected to insult, to dishonor, to suffering, poverty, impoverishment, deprivation. Same actor sometimes may take the role of a king. In that case, he is praised. A lot of things are lavished upon him. To the actor, does it make a difference that as a beggar he is insulted, as a king he is honored? Does it make a difference? He knows that all of these are not real because he is aware of his true identity, and therefore all of these can be equally enjoyable to the actor who is aware of his identity. If, however, the actor forgets his identity for whatever reason and takes himself to be a beggar, then every little thing will affect him. If the actor thinks that I'm really a beggar, then every insult will affect him. Being king will make him proud, being beggar will make him miserable. But if you remember to know your identity, being a beggar will not make him miserable, being king will not make him proud. He knows that both of these are equally unreal. Both are play. And so also the whole universe, all the events are similar to play. Birth and death, gain and loss, success and failure, victory and defeat, all of these are on the same like an actor. So if you know the true, aware of true nature of yourself, then all of these you can take them in their stride. None of these things will cause you any unhappiness or sadness, meaning that you abide in your wholeness or happiness and nothing will affect that. Nothing will unsettle you from your abidance in happiness. So this is a teaching. And therefore, all that is necessary for us is to know that I am limitless. And everybody can say I am limitless. So everything is limitless. Everybody is limitless. Everything is limitless. Whatever is limitless. Whatever is manifestation of the limitless. That is called Ishvara. It's called Brahman. So this short statement, short but extremely profound, perhaps the most profound statement, that you are limitless, has three words. You are limitless. In Sanskrit, Tat Tvam Asi. Tat means that, which means limitless or Brahman. Tvam means you. Asi means are. You are Brahman. Whole Vedanta is nothing but unfoldment of this one statement. We study for years and years and years. And all we study is what? This one simple thing, that I am limitless, you are limitless, everything is limitless. Swami, after studying for years and years together, still why are people unhappy? How come this has not released them? Somehow it doesn't touch us. This teaching does not seem to touch our heart. It remains at certain level, no doubt about that, but does not really become a reality for us. Because we are so deeply rooted in believing that I am a limited creature, somehow that impression is so deep that even this hammering on the part of the teachers that you are limitless, there is not enough to remove the effect of the habit of the time beginningless. Lord Krishna says, Ashvathameram Surirudhamudam the roots of this tree of samsara have become very deeply rooted. And therefore, the need to listen to this again, because sometimes children ask parents, hey, you are going to Swamiji's classes for how many years? Is this course complete or not? How long does this go on? It's a lifetime course. Sometimes one lifetime is not enough. Doesn't matter. The process is important, the result will take care of itself. And enjoy the process. The process of self-growth. This very listening itself is very comforting and very enlightening in the sense that it gives us insights about the life. It strikes at the basic misconceptions that we have about our life and wants to remove all misconceptions. And therefore, as we become these misconceptions or misperception or false perception, wrong notions about ourselves, which in turn bring about the wrong notions about the world and wrong notions about everything. This is most amazing, that I am born with a wrong perception of my own self as to who I am. What is the reality about me? Brahman or limitless I am. And what is my perception? I am a limited being. This is totally a contradictory perception about myself. As a result, my perception of the world and everything is also wrong. My whole life is based on this wrong perception, or what we call a wrong map. If the map is wrong, regardless of how well tuned up your motor car is, how good a driver you are, how carefully in an expert manner you drive, you can never reach your destination if your map is wrong. So the poor human being does not find that he reaches destination. He never finds a point where there is total satisfaction. Now and then we do get satisfaction in our life, but that is only temporary. It's fleeting satisfaction. And again, there is a withdrawal symptom, there is high, and then again I am low. I start all over again. That is because the map is wrong. Then my conclusion is that I am a limited, inadequate being, I am an unhappy being, I have to become happy. And that happiness is out there in the world, and therefore all along my effort is how to extract maximum happiness from the things of the world, from the achievements of the world. And what I am trying to do is impossible because the happiness is not there, it is my own self. How can I get something which is not there? Like I am trying to extract oil out of sand. How is it ever going to work? Sand does not have the content of oil. Because of what you cannot get oil out of sand. And so also the objects and achievements of the world do not have any content of happiness, and so you cannot get it regardless of how much you strive. And therefore there is nothing but frustration and disappointment in life. And stress, and that spreads in all our activities and our relationships and everywhere. So Vedanta gives us the right map. It tells us what the destination is and what the road leading to the destination is. With that map, if you live your life, you are going to be happy. Even if you do not reach moksha, then also you can be a happy person if your life is based on the realities. If the assumptions are wrong, how can you expect our life to be happy if life is based on the right assumptions? That's what Vedanta gives us. So tattvam asi, that thou art. The 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita unfold these truths. But the first 6 chapters are primarily devoted to unfolding the nature of Tvam, or you, or the individual self, the Atma. The next six chapters, from 7 to 12, are devoted to unfolding the nature of Tat, or Ishvara. Tattvam Asi. So first six chapters talk about the self. The second six chapters talk about Ishvara, or God. So 10th chapter is in that second group, and so the discussion about Ishvara continues. It started from 7th chapter, where Lord Krishna very beautifully described the nature of Ishvara, nature of God. Where Lord Krishna said, Mattah parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. Hey Dhananjaya, hey Arjuna, in this universe there is nothing other than me. All there is myself. Mai sarabhidam prodam sutre maniganaiva. Just as there are these pearls which are threaded in a thread, and so also the whole universe is threaded in me. I'm the very support of the entire universe. I pervade the entire universe. I sustain everything. So Vedanta's vision about God is what? Whatever is God. What is God. All there is God and nothing else. Whether you call it God, or Brahman, or Ishvara, or limitless, or happiness, or whatever you call it. That's all there is, a wonderful thing. Wonderful thing even to know intellectually. That what is, if God can be said to be happiness, beauty, goodness, then what it means is that in the core of everything there is goodness, there is harmony, there is beauty. Although on the surface the things may look like very agitated, looks like there is a lot of sorrow or suffering, superficially it looks like. There seems to be disorder in life, but then Vedanta teaches that no, in the core there is goodness, there is harmony, there is order, there is unity in diversity. Just as in the ocean, on the surface, there may be a lot of disturbance, but in the depth of the ocean, there is profound silence. And so also in the life there may appear to be a lot of disturbances at the surface, but in reality, there is a profound silence, meaning that profound happiness that gives us all the reason for hope. People say sometimes, Swamiji, is there hope in this world? Will the world ever become peaceful? Will there be ever? There is all the hope, because that is the reality. War is not the reality, peace is reality. Unhappiness is not the reality, happiness is reality. The diversity, division is not the reality, the unity, oneness is the reality. You are not essentially separate from me, or I am not essentially separate from you. You and I are one. Even though there is something that seems to be separating from me, and that is this body-mind complex, that is different from that body-mind complex, but they are all the costumes. But the one wearing that costume, namely the self of the consciousness that you are, is a consciousness that I am. Tattvamasi, that thou art, that you are Brahman, you are limitless. This you can be anybody. Whoever you are limitless as you are. You are complete, you are whole, you are perfect, you are limitless, you are boundless, you are happiness as you are. Not that you will become limitless or boundless or happiness, you are. So when we say you are limitless, it is a statement revealing a reality existing in the present. You are. Not that you will be or you will become after the death or after certain events that you will become limitless. It doesn't say that. You are limitless. Which means that I am limitless. If limitlessness was my nature, there would have been no occasion whatever for me to feel unhappy or sorrowful at all. There would be no sorrow, no unhappiness in the human life if this truth was known that I am limitless. Because I feel that I am limited in every way. My own perception about myself is that I am a small, limited being. I have certain capacities, but they are extremely limited. I have the capacity to know, the capacity to feel, the capacity to will, the capacity to create, the capacity to act. So many capacities are there. All of them are infinitesimally small. I am a small, insignificant being compared to the whole cosmos, compared to the whole world in front of me. And therefore, I am suffering from a very strong sense of smallness, a strong sense of inadequacy. It is the sense of smallness, the sense of limitedness, the sense of inadequacy which makes me unhappy. Because I wish to see myself as a complete being, as free from all limitations. This is the expectation I have of myself. Each one of us has an expectation from our own self. And I expect myself to be perfect. I expect myself to be free from every limitation. This is my expectation. That's the reason why whenever I find myself imperfect, inadequate, incapable, I become unhappy. I'm happy about my own self. I become dissatisfied with my own self. And the self-dissatisfaction is the cause of unhappiness. Vedanta teaches us that there is in our life, there is no other cause of unhappiness at all, understand. No event or phenomenon need to make man happy. Nothing whatever has to make man happy. Because I am limitless by nature, nothing can make me limited. And therefore, birth or death, gain or loss, success or failure, honor or dishonor, praise or censure, nothing need to make friend or a foe, favorable or unfavorable. Nothing needs to make man happy. In reality, whatever the situation is quite alright as far as I am concerned, if I truly knew who I am. Then, world as it is, life as it is beautiful. Even what we call failure also is as beautiful as success. To a wise person, not to you and I. some very special might of the Ishvara or beauty of Ishvara or some other glory of Ishvara. Therefore, those things are called Vibhutis or glories of Ishvara. So that is the subject matter of 10th chapter. Even the Lord Krishna described the glories in the 7th chapter also, the 9th chapter also, the 8th chapter also. But again, he loudly described his glories in the 10th chapter. Before describing the glories, he also, before that he creates a background and also tells us what is his true nature. What is the nature of Ishvara? That also is being told to us here. So with this kind of introduction, this amount of introduction, let us proceed with our discussion on the 10th chapter. We have this handout. Those who can read Devanagari, those who cannot read, then there is English transliteration, then there is a word meaning, and there is translation. Therefore, everybody can benefit from this handout. Before proceeding to this first selected verse, that is the second verse of the chapter, by the way. The 10th chapter opens with a statement of Lord Krishna. We have not included that verse here, but the 10th chapter opens with a statement of Lord Krishna. He himself begins his discourse. Without Arjuna asking, he himself opens the discourse in the 10th chapter and says to Arjuna, "Here Arjuna, listen. Again, I am going to describe my true nature to you. And again, I am going to describe my glories to you. Hey Arjuna, even though I have already talked about what my true nature is, the 7th chapter, 8th chapter, 9th chapter. And even though I already described my glories in those 3 chapters, again I am going to tell you this. I am mentioning this in particular to draw your attention to the beautiful relationship that obtains between the teacher and the disciple. Lord Krishna is the teacher and Arjuna is the disciple. As you know, Arjuna is a warrior, a great distinguished warrior, one of the greatest archers. And most amazingly, Lord Krishna, who is the Lord, is his servant, is his charioteer. Have you ever seen God becoming servant of his devotee? But God can do anything. As you also know, this dialogue took place in the midst of a battlefield. It's also the most amazing thing. This profound teaching imparted in the midst of a battlefield, can you imagine that? Usually, teaching of this profundity is always imparted in a quiet or silent place, undisturbed from all the worldly affairs, on the banks of the Ganges, in a cave, in a forest, which is a secluded place, a place enjoying a certain purity and sanctity. And that's where this kind of teaching is imparted, traditionally. In case of the cloth, the cotton is the material cause, the weaver is the intelligent cause or efficient cause. So also this universe is a creation. So the universe also must have two causes. It must have material from which it must be made. It must also have an intelligent being who must have created that. So usually God is presented to us as the creator. Sitting in the heaven, He created, on the first day He created the light, on the second day He created this, third day He created. However the creation is described, doesn't matter. Different books may describe creation, the order in a different way. Basically, they tell us that there is a creator who is separate from this creation and he takes some material and creates everything. But then Vedanta gives us a different insight or different perception about the creator. Normally, the efficient cause and material cause are different from each other, just as the weaver and the cotton are different from each other. Or the pot maker and clay are different from each other, or the goldsmith and gold are different from each other. So two causes are generally required, but Vedanta teaches that as far as the universe is concerned, it's not the two causes, it's one, meaning that the Ishvara, God, is both the maker as well as the material. Normally maker, such as a weaver, is different from material such as cotton. But in case of universe, both the maker and the material are one. This is the most amazing thing. And only the Vedanta teaches that. Nowhere else you get this teaching. Everywhere else you find that maker is different, material is different. That's what they teach us. That causes lots of problems in the mind of people, the problems which are very difficult. Swamiji, if he created this world, why did he create like this? Why has he made somebody rich, somebody poor? Number of questions are there. But Vedanta says that he is not created something different from himself. He himself is manifest as his creation. And that rich also is himself, poor also is himself. Meaning that he himself acts as a rich, acts as poor, whatever are in this universe, all of these are nothing but one Ishvara playing his countless roles. All there is one Ishvara. And you are Ishvara in that costume, she is Ishvara in that costume, I am Ishvara in this costume, a mosquito is Ishvara in that costume, an ant is Ishvara in yet another costume, an elephant is Ishvara in yet another costume. Whatever there is in this creation, good, bad or indifferent. Ishavasya idam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat. Whatever there is in this creation is pervaded by Ishvara, by God, meaning that He alone is manifest as His whole universe. He alone creates Himself, you may say. That means, what is this universe or what is this world? Nothing but manifestation of Ishvara. One manifesting as all this many. You can say that only the manifestation of Ishvara or glories of Ishvara. The whole universe is the glory of Ishvara. In Sanskrit, the glory is called Vibhuti. We'll talk about that. So 10th chapter is called Vibhuti Yoga. 10th chapter in particular describes the Vibhuti, these glories of Ishvara. Now Ishvara is manifest as His whole universe. So everything is glory. But still, some objects have some very special qualities, or they display Bhaktosime Sakhaseti Rahasyam Hetaduttam. Here Arjuna, today I have unfolded this great secret to you because you are my friend and my devotee. Otherwise, this is not something that can be opened before anybody else. Here also, Yatteham Priyamaya Vakshyami Hitakamya. Because you are enjoying, you are so happily enjoying what I am telling you. And in that alone there is your well-being. In this knowledge alone is your well-being. Therefore, for your well-being, I will continue to teach again, even though this is imparted in different words. The repetition, the repeating doesn't mean that the same words are repeated. Same theme is repeated with different words and with different perspective. So Arjuna may ask, oh Lord, why do you have to say this? Anybody else can tell me. Is it not that what you are teaching me can be taught by somebody else also? Cannot some rishi, some sage, can somebody else not describe your glories, O Lord? Why do you say that you are going to continue to teach me? So, Lord Krishna gives a reason in the verse now, which is our first verse. So let us read that verse. Let's see here. Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Name Vidusura Ganaha
Name Vidusura
Prabhavam Namaharshayah
Prabhavam Namaharshayah
Ahamadirhi Devanam
Ahamadirhi Devanam
Maharshinam Cha Sarvashah
Maharshinam Cha Sarvashah
Suraganaha Maharshayascha May Prabhavam Na Viduhu. Here Arjuna, Suraganaha, all the gods, such as Brahma, such as Indra, such as Agni, Varuna, all of these are gods. And these gods are not ordinary beings, they are beings who possess very special powers. They possess special powers to know, and therefore they are highly knowledgeable beings. Mahashaya, a Rishi means a sage. Delusion means the wrong notion, asammoha. Whenever mind gets the clarity, when the mind becomes free from delusion, that state of mind is called asammoha, freedom from delusion. Lord Krishna says, I manifest as that. Kshama. Kshama means forgiveness, large-heartedness, accommodation, forgiveness. Kshama. Kshama also I am. You know what is kshama? When you forgive somebody. Somebody has offended you, let us say. Somebody has hurt you. Somebody has insulted you. Somebody has offended you. And that is all the reason for you to be angry at that person, meaning that your anger is justified. And still you hold back your anger and you become compassionate enough, large-hearted enough to still accommodate that person. That's called kshama. Then you don't retaliate. You don't punish that person. You don't get angry. On the other hand, you remain compassionate in spite of that behavior. That state of mind or that attitude is called kshama. Lord Krishna says, I am the kshama. Satyam, truthfulness. Speaking truth. What is speaking truth? Speaking what I know as truth. In such a manner that what I know is conveyed to the other person. You see, sometimes you speak truth all right, but speak in such a clever manner that other person understands differently. It's not unusual, you know, the lawyers, the politicians, all the very experts. Say, you told me a lie. He says, no, I told you this, I told you the truth. You understood it wrongly. But it was said in such a manner as to create a misunderstanding. No. Truth with the intention also is honest. So with an honest intention, I say what I know as truth. That is called satyam, speaking truth, being truthful. That is also manifestation or glory of Ishvara. Dhamma, self-control, controlling my sense organs, controlling the speech, controlling my sense organs, so that I discipline. Discipline at the level of talking, discipline at the level of action, discipline at the level of movement. Yukta ahara viharasya, yukta cheshtasya karmasu. In ahara, in eating, in food, I am disciplined. Discipline in movement, discipline in talking, discipline in walking, in sleeping, in keeping awake, in everything that I do. It's called Dhamma, a disciplined person. That discipline also, Lord Krishna says, is my glory. So from now on, it's important to know that all of these are Ishvara, so that we do not usurp, the ownership. I am a disciplined person, I am proud. That is not right, because the discipline of the disciplined is Ishvara. It is by the grace of Ishvara, in the form of discipline, that I can be a disciplined person. I am a knowledgeable person. Not that pride is wrong, that arrogance, because the knowledge is Ishvara, because of which I am knowledgeable. I'm a very compassionate person. Take compassion as Ishvara, because of which I am a compassionate person. Shamaha, the tranquility of the mind. When mind is free from reactions, mind is free from likes and dislikes, mind is free from impulses and reactions, it enjoys the tranquility. The state of tranquility is called Shamaha. That also is nothing but the grace of Ishvara. It's also the glory of Ishvara. So these are all the glories of Ishvara in the inner world of the thoughts. Next line is Sukham, happiness. That is also Ishvara. Dukkham, unhappiness. That is also Ishvara. So good, you can meditate. Swami, what do I do when I feel sad? Yes, Ishvara has come to you in the form of sadness. It is true. Here aham
Shrinam cha sarvashah.
suraganaha mahashascha me prabho na viduhu. Here Arjuna, suraganaha, all the gods, such as Brahma, such as Indra, such as Agni, Varuna, all of these are gods. And these gods are not ordinary beings, they are beings who possess very special powers. They possess special powers to know, and therefore they are highly knowledgeable beings. Mahashaya, a Rishi means a sage. A Maharshi means a great sage. So the great sages also are very well informed people. They are very wise people. They know a lot of things. You know, all the knowledge comes down to us through the sages. That's why the Arsha Vidya. What is Arsha Vidya? What is Arsha? So that which belongs to or comes down from the Rishi, the word Arsha is derived from Rishi. So that which comes down from the Rishis or the sages is called Arsha, and Vidya means knowledge. Arsha Vidya means the knowledge that is handed down to us through succession by the Rishis, by the sages. So Rishis are very great souls, extremely knowledgeable people, and so are all the gods. And you would expect them, they would know everything. But Lord Krishna says, no, even they also do not know everything. They do know, but still their knowledge is limited. Because they are all limited beings. Regardless of how great you are still limited. Regardless of how great a human being is, how knowledgeable, even Einstein also is a great person, extremely knowledgeable, but still his knowledge also is very limited. What a person will know 100 years after Einstein will more than what Einstein knew. Even today also, the scientists perhaps know more than what Einstein knew because more and more discoveries take place. Nothing wrong about it, that's how it is. So there is no one who knows everything. Everybody knows a little thing, that's all. But Einstein also knows from the whole body of the knowledge is one branch of knowledge called physics, and there also some one branch of the thing he would know. So how much can a human being know? The Rishis are also great human beings. Devatas are of course more enlightened people, and still they are also beings who are limited. Lord Krishna says, Arjuna, nobody is qualified to in fact tell you about me and my glories more than I am. Nobody is as qualified as I am to talk about myself and my glories. Not even Devatas, not even Maharshis also. Why, Lord? Why is it so? So second line says, Aham Adihi Devanam Maharshinam Sarvashah. Aham Adihi. Adi means beginning, Adi means cause. Devana Maharshinam cha Aham Adihi. I am the very cause, I am the very creator. Hey, you know that these people, all the Devatas and Maharshis, and everybody is born of me. I have created them, I have given them birth. So how can they know me in totality? It's like this, for example, like when we were small, when we were children, our grandfather may tell stories. And one day the grandfather started describing his own wedding. As to how those days the wedding used to last for a week, how the Bharat would come, the groom with all his procession would come, and they will be housed how nicely and provided for. And delusion means the wrong notion, asammoha. Whenever mind gets the clarity, when the mind becomes free from delusion, that state of mind is called asammoha, freedom from delusion. Lord Krishna says, I manifest as that. Kshama. Kshama means forgiveness, large-heartedness, accommodation, forgiveness. Kshama. Kshama also I am. You know what is kshama? When you forgive somebody. Somebody has offended you, let us say. Somebody has hurt you. Somebody has insulted you. Somebody has offended you. And that is all the reason for you to be angry at that person, meaning that your anger is justified. And still you hold back your anger and you become compassionate enough, large-hearted enough to still accommodate that person. That's called kshama. Then you don't retaliate. You don't punish that person. You don't get angry. On the other hand, you remain compassionate in spite of that behavior. That state of mind or that attitude is called kshama. Lord Krishna says, I am the kshama. Satyam, truthfulness. Speaking truth. What is speaking truth? Speaking what I know as truth. In such a manner that what I know is conveyed to the other person. You see, sometimes you speak truth all right, but speak in such a clever manner that other person understands differently. It's not unusual, you know, the lawyers, the politicians, all the very experts. Say, you told me a lie. He says, no, I told you this, I told you the truth. You understood it wrongly. But it was said in such a manner as to create a misunderstanding. No. Truth with the intention also is honest. So in honest intention, I say what I know as truth. That is called satyam, speaking truth, being truthful. That is also manifestation or glory of Ishvara. Dhamma, self-control, controlling my sense organs, controlling the speech, controlling my sense organs, so that I discipline. Discipline at the level of talking, discipline at the level of action, discipline at the level of movement. Yukta ahara viharasya, yukta cheshtasya karmasu. In ahara, in eating, in food, I am disciplined. Discipline in movement, discipline in talking, discipline in walking, in sleeping, in keeping awake, in everything that I do. It's called Dhamma, a disciplined person. That discipline also, Lord Krishna says, is my glory. So from now on, it's important to know that all of these are Ishvara, so that we do not usurp, the ownership. I am a disciplined person, I am proud. That is not right, because the discipline of the disciplined is Ishvara. It is by the grace of Ishvara, in the form of discipline, that I can be a disciplined person. I am a knowledgeable person. Not that pride is wrong, that arrogance, because the knowledge is Ishvara, because of which I am knowledgeable. I am a very compassionate person. Take compassion as Ishvara, because of which I am a compassionate person. Shamaha, the tranquility of the mind. When mind is free from reactions, mind is free from likes and dislikes, mind is free from impulses and reactions, it enjoys the tranquility. The state of tranquility is called shamaha. That also is nothing but the grace of Ishvara. It's also glory of Ishvara. So these are all the glories of Ishvara in the inner world of the thoughts. Next line is Sukham, happiness. That is also Ishvara. Dukkham, unhappiness. That is also Ishvara. So good, you can meditate. Swami, what do I do when I feel sad? Yes, Ishvara has come to you in the form of sadness. It is true. the wrong notion, asammoha. Whenever mind gets the clarity, when the mind becomes free from delusion, that state of mind is called asammoha, freedom from delusion. Lord Krishna says, I manifest as that. Kshama. Kshama means forgiveness, large-heartedness, accommodation, forgiveness. Kshama. Kshama also I am. You know what is kshama? When you forgive somebody. Somebody has offended you, let us say. Somebody has hurt you. Somebody has insulted you. Somebody has offended you. And that is all the reason for you to be angry at that person, meaning that your anger is justified. And still you hold back your anger and you become compassionate enough, large-hearted enough to still accommodate that person. That's called kshama. Then you don't retaliate. You don't punish that person. You don't get angry. On the other hand, you remain compassionate in spite of that behavior. That state of mind or that attitude is called kshama. Lord Krishna says, I am the kshama. Satyam, truthfulness. Speaking truth. What is speaking truth? Speaking what I know as truth. In such a manner that what I know is conveyed to the other person. You see, sometimes you speak truth all right, but speak in such a clever manner that other person understands differently. It's not unusual, you know, the lawyers, the politicians, all the very experts. Say, you told me a lie. He says, no, I told you this, I told you the truth. You understood it wrongly. But it was said in such a manner as to create a misunderstanding. No. Truth with the intention also is honest. So in honest intention, I say what I know as truth. That is called satyam, speaking truth, being truthful. That is also manifestation or glory of Ishvara. Dhamma, self-control, controlling my sense organs, controlling the speech, controlling my sense organs, so that I discipline. Discipline at the level of talking, discipline at the level of action, discipline at the level of movement. Yukta ahara viharasya, yukta cheshtasya karmasu. In ahara, in eating, in food, I am disciplined. Discipline in movement, discipline in talking, discipline in walking, in sleeping, in keeping awake, in everything that I do. It's called Dhamma, a disciplined person. That discipline also, Lord Krishna says, is my glory. So from now on, it's important to know that all of these are Ishvara, so that we do not usurp, the ownership. I am a disciplined person, I am proud. That is not right, because the discipline of the disciplined is Ishvara. It is by the grace of Ishvara, in the form of discipline, that I can be a disciplined person. I am a knowledgeable person. Not that pride is wrong, that arrogance, because the knowledge is Ishvara, because of which I am knowledgeable. I am a very compassionate person. Take compassion as Ishvara, because of which I am a compassionate person. Shamaha, the tranquility of the mind. When mind is free from reactions, mind is free from likes and dislikes, mind is free from impulses and reactions, it enjoys the tranquility. The state of tranquility is called shamaha. That also is nothing but the grace of Ishvara. It's also glory of Ishvara. So these are all the glories of Ishvara in the inner world of the thoughts. Next line is Sukham, happiness. That is also Ishvara. Dukkham, unhappiness. That is also Ishvara. So good, you can meditate. Swami, what do I do when I feel sad? Yes, Ishvara has come to you in the form of sadness. It is true. Here you Bhagavan Uvacha Name Vidusura Aham Suraganaha Mahashascha May Prabhu Naviduhu. Arjuna, Suraganaha, all the gods, such as Brahma, such as Indra, such as Agni, Varuna, all of these are gods. And these gods are not ordinary beings, they are beings who possess very special powers. They possess special powers to know, and therefore they are highly knowledgeable beings. Mahashaya, a Rishi means a sage. A Maharshi means a great sage. So the great sages also are very well informed people. They are very wise people. They know a lot of things. You know, all the knowledge comes down to us through the sages. That's why the Arsha Vidya. What is Arsha Vidya? What is Arsha? So that which belongs to or comes down from the Rishi, the word Arsha is derived from Rishi. So that which comes down from the Rishis or the sages is called Arsha, and Vidya means knowledge. Arsha Vidya means the knowledge that is handed down to us through succession by the Rishis, by the sages. So Rishis are very great souls, extremely knowledgeable people, and so are all the gods. And you would expect them, they would know everything. But Lord Krishna says, no, even they also do not know everything. They do know, but still their knowledge is limited. Because they are all limited beings. Regardless of how great you are still limited. Regardless of how great a human being is, how knowledgeable, even Einstein also is a great person, extremely knowledgeable, but still his knowledge also is very limited. What a person will know 100 years after Einstein will more than what Einstein knew. Even today also, the scientists perhaps know more than what Einstein knew because more and more discoveries take place. Nothing wrong about it, that's how it is. So there is nobody who knows everything. Everybody knows a little thing, that's all. But Einstein also knows from the whole body of the knowledge is one branch of knowledge called physics, and there also some one branch of the thing he would know. So how much can a human being know? The Rishis are also great human beings. Devatas are of course more enlightened people, and still they are also beings who are limited. Lord Krishna says, Arjuna, nobody is qualified to in fact tell you about me and my glories more than I am. Nobody is as qualified as I am to talk about myself and my glories. Not even Devatas, not even Maharshis also. Why, Lord? Why is it so? So second line says, Aham Adihi Devanam Maharshinam Sarvashah. Aham Adihi. Adi means beginning, Adi means cause. Devana Maharshinam cha Aham Adihi. I am the very cause, I am the very creator. Hey, you know that these people, all the Devatas and Maharshis, and everybody is born of me. I have created them, I have given them birth. So how can they know me in totality? It's like this, for example, like when we were small, when we were children, our grandfather may tell stories. And one day the grandfather started describing his own wedding. As to how those days the wedding used to last for a week, how the Bharat would come. the groom with all his procession would come and they will be housed nicely and provided for, and small little pots and things used to teach them. So once I happened to pass by, hey Swami, you come here. Come on, we'll show you how to make a pot. I was nervous, with all the children and everybody watching me. But anyway, so okay, I thought, what's that? I'll make it, come on. So he showed me first how to do that. Nice thing came out, okay? And he gave me the lump of clay and said, okay, I started doing this different shapes, you press here and then it goes this way and press that. After 10 minutes of great struggle, some very strange thing came out from that. I don't know his name for that as yet. So he says, I will display this as creation of Swami Dissatisfaction. Please don't do that. But then also clay, is it not so? So there is no rule that clay will come out only as a beautiful pot. It can come out as an ugly thing also. It is still clay. Or gold can manifest as a beautiful ornament. Could be an ugly ornament also. Depends on who makes it. There can be an apprentice who is not quite well versed. I remember that in engineering, in the first year of engineering, we had different workshops. One of them was smithy. So there were furnaces and we were given this iron, sometimes a bar, sometimes a rod, and make this eight, most difficult thing. They give you iron, rod and make eight out of that. So heat it in the furnace and then you try to shape it. Never got eight. And if you do too many times, you get burned, also. But still, whatever it is, still iron. Somebody is very skilled, and our smithy, these foremen used to make it like that. And we would struggle for half an hour and something else would come out. It is still iron. Similarly, it doesn't matter in what form Ishvara comes. As happiness, unhappiness. As fear, as fearlessness. As violence, as non-violence. As long as I can create a distance, understand? Otherwise violence is not acceptable. But then, if I know that it's a thought, as if I do not become violent by violent thought, if I do not identify that, if I am not carried away by the thought, then I can appreciate all that is glories of Ishvara. You want to meditate? Meditate that way. And so it doesn't matter what the thought is. As long as I can maintain a distance, I remain the observe the thought. See, Lord Krishna says, the whole internal world of thoughts is nothing but my glory. What is glory? Vibhuti, vividena bhavanam. Becoming manifold, becoming many, or appearing in many ways is called Vibhuti of the glory. So this is a chapter that describes the glories of the Lord. We will continue our discussion tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om